Hello friends, welcome to my channel Code for Self. Today we are going to discuss NSwag. In world of API development, documentation and testing are crucial aspects to ensure a seamless developer experience. NSwag and Swagger are two prominent tools that aim to generating and consuming API documentation. Here we will see as in part of introduction Swagger overview. So Swagger, now the part of Open API initiative, is a framework for API specification. It allows developer to describe the structure of their API so that machine can read them. Swagger was first introduced in 2011. NSwag overview. So NSwag is a Swagger OpenAI toolchain in .NET, offering features to generate client code from a Swagger specification to create Swagger specification from existing ASP.NET Core APIs. Now, the NSwag, we can create the client-side code from NSwag Studio, and that is the open source application that generates client-side code for API services. So before proceeding, let's see what is the importance of having client-side code. Because in API development, API have its own URIs, its own contract, but the consuming application, or it is UI or some other APIs, that in case of microservices that are not known to or need to write the client-side code to consume it for different uh, serialization methods they need to write, and different HTTP clients method they need to write to consume that. Here NSwag helps them to generate that boilerplate code, and with the minimal line of code, the consumer, either it is front-end application, it's Angular, React, or there are some another API, can easily consume the existing APIs. So moving ahead, we have the key benefit. So first one is it's consistent API integration. It automatically aligns with your API's latest documentation. Second one is speedily setup. So it reduces boilerplate code for HTTP services, calls and models. For installation guide, the downloads and installation and Swag Studio, we can do it from this link. I will provide this link into the description section, and simply download the latest installation file for your machine and you are ready to go. So let's proceed for the demo. So this is the link of NSwag, and here we can see we have .zip, MSI and other links. So we can download the NSwag and install it on our local machine. I have already installed the NSwag, and after installation it will looks like this UI. So here is a tab that Open API Swag specification. This is .NET Core. Here we can provide the project path, file path. This is JSON schema. So with help of Open AI API Swagger specification, we will try to create the client code. So client code, we can create either the output TypeScript client, that is going to helpful for Angular and React. Either we can create any C# client, so that is going to help where my APIs are consumed by another .NET application or .NET project. And next one is C# controller. So let's proceed for actual project setup, where I have created the two APIs. So let me open it. So this is my project. This is demo API. I have two folder, API and UI agent. So API have two project basically. One is weather API. Next one is weather client API. So weather API is having a web API project having the two controller, weather forecast controller as well as the name controller. If I go the name controller is just simple. It is taking a name and saying me hello. So this is one of my project. Another project is just having the weather client API. So this is my auto generated code from NSwag. I have not written a single line of code. So I will show you how I have generated it. And now this is my UI agent folder, and this is weather UI agent. So this project is going to consume the my weather API and via weather client API. So this project having, if I go to dependency, I have added a weather client API dependency, and in controllers I have tried to use that. So let me quickly run the projects and show you one by one. So this is my weather API. Let me go and run it. So this is running. If I go and check it is working or not. So it is working. I can see hello Sunil. Okay, so this is working. Now let's suppose if I have to generate the NSwag client for this API, then how I can do that? I will click here. This is my NSwag JSON. I will copy this one. I will go to NSwag. I will replace this one and click on create local copy. This is my local copy. So that's what I can see. Here I will click on C# client, and before that one thing we need to take care. This is the generate output button, but I will not click here. Before that we need to make sure that our runtime is the same, that is our project runtime. So if I go and see my project, that is .NET Core version, so if I have to see that, I will go to properties, and I will see it is .NET 8.0. So I will come here, I will also select .NET 8.0. Now I have selected C# client. I will click on generate outputs. So this is my C# client generate outputs. This is my output. The whole code I have written it. So even if I go and copy it again, so I will come here. Let me stop it because I have already generated my code. I will go to my weather UI, weather client API. This is my weather client API. So see, whole code is the same. That's what I have copied from there to here. If I just need to show you what this code contains. So okay, so this is namespace API client. If I open it, it is having a class client. It is having partial client weather forecast. It is having date format converter, and these are my different partial class. If I open the client, I can see it is having method, different methods like name, async, and other weather get weather forecast async. So these methods are automatically come now. So this is my API client, and if someone wants to use my call my weather API, so they can use via this API call, and line of code will be very simple. So this is my UI agent here. In I have just added controller so I can test it. So in controller you will see I have just added client API, because in my project dependency I have added weather client API. Okay, so client API is a namespace, that's what is here. Okay, and in controller, so my whole purpose is to show the NSwag demo. So here I have not used the dependency injection and pass the dependency via constructor and all. It is very simple. In constructor I have just added my base URL. This is my local URL. This is my client, HTTP new client, and I have created object m client, and directly here I am calling name, async, that's it, and I am passing the name. So let me again open this, run this my API, so I can see my uh, that debug point is coming here or not. So it is running. Also let me go and add the debug point, so we can know my debug point reached here or not. So this is the one project. Now I'm going to run weather UI agent that is going to call this one. So I will also run it. So this project is also getting ready. This project is also getting ready, and let me also add the debug point so I can know my this method is being called or not. So both my APIs are ready. Now I have to go and hit it. So if I go and hit it, I will just try out, pass it, and try to execute. So see, this is of my uh, weather UI agent, and controller came here. If I just go and execute it, so see, now it comes to my hello name. So basically it's came to my weather API directly. I can also debug it. So if I press F10, see my response, that's what I am getting. Okay, so I can see, I can quickly get the response, I can quickly debug it, and uh, now further serialization and other things will come, and I will get the result. So that's it for today's session. Again, I would like to say thank you for watching the video. If you are new, please subscribe the channel and like the videos and share your comment. On this channel, I will keep sharing latest tools and best practices followed in IT to grow our learning. Thank you. Thanks again.